Hi, my beautiful queens and kings. This is your one and only Queen Dish here. Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone's week has started off exceptionally well. I know we're still dealing with the COVID-19 stuff, but I hope you all are doing well with that. I hope you all are doing well with that. So I just wanted to come on here quickly and share something that came to me because, that's what I do. and so what had happened was, to all of you, what had happened was I was getting ready to text someone. And I remember I stopped and I wasn't going to text what I wanted initially because the person at the person who I was going to send a text message to, at that time, I was like, oh, I don't want that person to feel a certain way, right? And I swear, you guys, like in an instant, something in my brain clicked, or just the space that I'm in now, it just was so immediate that as soon as I had that thought, I immediately was like, no, I am not going to shrink or minimize who I am for someone else. Like I am not going to, or I should not have to filter myself to make somebody else feel good just because, maybe they're not in that space. And I was like, I had to go within, I had to do my practice. I had to check in with myself on that because I thought about that and I was just like, whoa. How many of you, how many of my queens and my kings are doing that? And they don't even recognize that. Like, you guys don't even recognize that. I was able to catch it, right? I was able to catch it. But for some of you, you may do that on a regular basis, just subconsciously, and you don't even realize or recognize it. That, maybe you guys are shrinking or minimizing yourself and who you really are, the real you, and maybe what you really want. You're holding back, or you're playing it safe. You're not being all that you can be because you don't want to, offend certain people, or you don't want your supposed friends to feel a certain way. And that's not how it's supposed to be, you guys. Like, I'm just so glad that as soon as I was getting ready to send that text message, that I immediately caught it, and that has come from doing a lot of work on myself. Like, people think all these habits that we have, all of these beliefs that we have, we have been conditioned since we were children. Like, we have beliefs and conditioning that has been with us since we were kids. And so, you don't just overnight change that. You don't just overnight change a habit that you've had for 30 years. Like, it takes time. Like, it takes the brain 21 days to even, pick up a new habit. Read any book, read medical books, read the psychologist books. 21 days. It takes the brain at least 21 days to pick up a new habit. So if you have, been a certain way from the time you were 5, from the time you were even 10, from the time that you were maybe even a teenager, that's years. Like, I'm a young 37. I'm a young 37. But imagine 15. Imagine if, whatever beliefs or whatever I was conditioned to believe at like the age of 15, and I'm, in my 30s now, that's at least 15 years of that habit, that conditioning. So if I wanted to change that, for example, if I wanted to change that, I can, but it's not going to happen overnight, you guys. Like, it's not going to happen overnight, okay? So me being able to recognize that as fast as I did has come from me putting in the work on myself to get to this space, right? I mean, I don't know how many of you, watch my lives and my, the videos I posted on my YouTube channel under Dixon, DeshDixon. I don't know. But I've mentioned it, like, I read a lot. I read a lot. Like, I invest in myself. I read a lot of self-help books, personal growth and development books. I go to live events. I do online courses. Like, I'm always investing in myself. So it's when you do that to work on yourself, it's the inner work, okay? That's how I've been able to get to this space where I'm at and to be able to recognize that pretty quickly. And so I'm really happy about that. Trust me, I'm so, so happy about that. Like, but I thought about that and I just was like, wow, how many of you maybe not showing the world the real you? Or how many of you, don't feel like you can be your true authentic self because, you don't want this person to feel a certain way. You and this person have been friends since elementary school. You and this person have been friends since college. You don't want to make it seem like, you're up here, like you're up here and they're down here, or, you don't want to offend anyone. You don't want someone to feel like you've changed and like, you're not cool anymore. You're not cool with them or not on their level, right? No, no. So no, we are supposed to be growing. You guys, we are supposed to be growing. We are supposed to be evolving. We're not supposed to stay the same. We're not supposed to stay the same. Like, no different from when you're a child and you go from childhood to preteen, from preteen to teenager, teenager to adult, right? Evolution, you're growing, right? So it's no different, you guys. It's no different. You're supposed to be progressing. And if you're progressing in your life and the other person is not, that has nothing to do with you. Like, you should not take on the guilt, okay? You should not take on any guilt for moving yourself forward in your life. And it sounds simple. It sounds so simple, but there's so many of you, so many of us, that have done that or are doing that. We're doing that. We're not being our real authentic selves. We're not being ourselves. The real you is hidden behind a mask. The real you is like, you're playing it safe. You're trying to be cool. You want to be the cool person. You want to be the cool friend. You don't want your people to think like, oh, you're better than them, which of course you're not. Just because you've grown, that has nothing to do with that. Just because you have grown, you're growing, you're moving forward in your life doesn't make you better than them. It doesn't make you better. You're not better than them and they're not better than you. Just because a person is choosing not to grow and move forward doesn't mean they're better than you. So it goes both ways. You're not better than them. They're not better than you. You have every right to grow, though. You have every right to progress in your life. And you should not be shrinking or minimizing yourself to appease other people. Like, I'm like I said, I'm just really glad that I caught it. And when I sent it, I felt good. Like when I said, I literally was like getting ready. And then I was like, oh, I shouldn't, maybe I shouldn't say that. And then I swear, something like just snapped. It was like You better say that and text what you need to text. And I did, and I felt great. And I was like, listen, it's almost like I just had to step back from myself and be like, listen, if you have to walk on eggshells, you might need to limit your association with certain people. Like if you have to walk on eggshells, or if you feel like you can't really be yourself, like I can't say that because I don't want them to feel bad. Like, I can't say that, I'm going to buy a new car because, that might not make them feel good because, they're not in a position to buy a car. Like, that has nothing to do with me. And that's not, and that doesn't make me, and it could have been you. Like, that wouldn't make me better than that person. That wouldn't make me arrogant. That wouldn't make me not humble. Like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, you guys. Like, and this is just an example. I'm just using it as an example. If I wanted to buy a new car, I should not feel like I can't say that because, oh, well, you're not in a position to buy a car. Like, that's not my fault. I mean, that's not my fault. Why should I take on that guilt, or why should I be ashamed to tell you that I want to buy a new car? Like, we're all adults here. Like, I've made choices, you've made choices, your people make choices. We're all making choices based on our consciousness, based on our beliefs, based on what we know to be true. Okay? We're making decisions every day. Our actions, sorry about that. I didn't even know I could do that. Sorry. I was trying to get it out and I ended up turning it. So my bad. But yeah, like, we're making choices all the time. We're making choices all the time. And those choices that we make every day are either getting us closer to our goals or they're not. There's no gray. People are quick to, I hear people say, everything's not black and white. Okay. But certain things are. Like, it's not really hard. Like, certain things are black and white. Like, there's not always a need. There's not always that gray area. Like, it's just hot and cold sometimes. Like, sometimes it just is. It's A or B. It's black or white. Like, there's no middle. We are or we're not. You are or you're not. Are you working towards your goals or are you not? Right? So yeah, if just using as an example, if I were to buy a new car, I should not feel like I can't say that, I shouldn't say that. Like, no, I should just be around people that would celebrate the fact that I'm getting a new car, right? If you're around people that are not, growing or progressing, or, if you're around people that you have to walk on eggshells around, I would maybe do some reflection on that. That's what I would suggest. I would definitely suggest that you do the self-reflection on who you are, what you want out of life, and, who in your life currently is sort of in alignment with that. And really be honest with yourself about whether you have to walk on eggshells around them, or, if you feel like when you're around a certain person or a certain group of people, do you really feel like you're yourself? Are you the real you? Like, are you the real you, or do you kind of hold back? Is there some gray area? Right? Is there some gray area? Because I don't believe that you should be shrinking or minimizing for anyone. You should be around people that want the best for you. They really want the best for you, and they want to see you succeed. And even if using the car example, even if they themselves are not in a position to buy a new car, that's not going to stop them from congratulating you. Mwah! That's not going to stop them from congratulating you on your success and the fact that you're getting a new car or that you got a new car. So that came to me, you guys. I just want to share that, about being the real you. Like, life is short. A lot of you guys know I'm still in my grieving process over losing my aunt, and when you think combining that with this whole COVID-19 era, like, it's a lot, right? It's a lot. But, what I hope for you guys is that hopefully this time has allowed you guys to, oh, I love you too. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you too. I hope that this would allow you all the opportunity to get clarity on what you really want out of life. Like, I hope you guys are taking the time to really reflect, do some self-reflection, meditate, and really figure out what you really want out of life. Like, what's really important to you, and what matters, because life is short. Losing her it changed everything. It really changed everything. And then, like I said, when you couple that with, immediately being thrown into this COVID-19 stay at home and social distancing, like, it can be a lot. It's just a lot. I'll say that. And so I've had time to reflect and really gain some clarity. And yeah, that definitely stuck out. And I just hope that none of you guys shrink or minimize yourselves, the real you, for anyone. Life is way too short. It's way too short. And to be around people that are not supportive, to be around people that you may have to, you truly deep down within you, feel like maybe you've got to walk on eggshells, or like you can't really talk about what you're doing, or you can't talk about your success. Like, I don't know, that I would just say what I saw for myself, what I thought for myself was that if I cannot be real, if I can't be myself, and I feel like I have to watch what I'm saying, per se, like I can't talk about sort of, what I'm working on, or, for example, like what investments I'm working on. If I can't talk about that because I feel like you're not there, and, might make you feel some type of way, then you and I are probably going to have a limited association going forward. And that's the truth. You and I are going to have a limited association going forward, because I choose me. I choose me. And I want my queens especially. I love my kings too. But for women, my queens, I want you to choose you. Okay? I want you to choose you. Choose yourself. Put yourself first. Like, you deserve that. You deserve that. Like, this world already tries to minimize us, women, put women in a box. I mean, hello, this world we already have a double standard. The world tries to put us in a box and tell us what we should do and what we shouldn't do. And, we're supposed to have, what is it? The two kids and the white picket fence fairy tale by 30. So then, society makes you feel like you're not good enough, or, you haven't arrived, apparently, if you don't have those things. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm not for that. I'm not for that. I am living my life on my terms, and nobody is going to dictate what I do and tell me I'm supposed to be pushing out babies. No. Okay. You do what works for you. But my point in that is that they already try to minimize us and shrink us and no, as women, and put us in a box. So absolutely not. And if these people or a person is supposed to be your friend, then why would you not be able to truthfully and authentically be yourself and just say like, hey, I'm getting ready to buy a new car? Like, why shouldn't you be able to say that without that person, subconsciously being a secret hater or subconscious hater, an undercover hater? Like, why can't you do that? Because that's not cool. Like, that's not cool. And, law of association, you are who you hang around. So I want you guys to just think about that. Like I said, this, I would hope that the free time, the extra time that a lot of people have gotten now being at home, I hope that you guys use some of that time to really reflect internally, right? To do the inner reflection, the self-reflection, to gain the clarity on, who you are, who you really are. If we take off the mask, okay, who you really are and what you really want and what really matters to you, and whether or not you're like really being the real you, or are you being what, you think other people want you to be. So that's why you don't do certain things. That's why you're playing it safe, because you don't want to offend some people and hurt some people's feelings, because they're not in that space. Like, I'm not responsible for the decisions that you make. You're not responsible for the decisions that I make. Let me say that again. I'm not responsible for the decisions that you make. You are not responsible for the decisions that I make. Okay? So if I'm choosing to move forward, if I'm choosing to progress, if I'm going to a higher level of myself and you're not, that's okay. Like, that's okay. But what's not going to happen going forward is me feeling like I can't be me. And I've seen, I don't know, I've just, in these past, I don't even know, maybe a couple weeks, I don't know. But the text was recent, and I don't know. I just noticed how I felt. I noticed how I've responded in certain things to certain people. And it's just more me. I mean, I feel like, the fact that I was even hesitating to send the text that I wanted, which, my truth and what was really going on, the fact that I was hesitating on that made me think to myself, like, what else is going on here? Because how you do anything, you guys, how you do anything is how you do everything. So if I'm not being honest, if I'm holding back parts of myself, if I'm shrinking, so another person doesn't feel bad, right? Then I'm doing that somewhere else in my life too. There's other parts of my life that I'm also doing that in. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you are shrinking to appease people, trust me, that is showing up in other areas of your life. Period, point blank. If you are sweeping stuff under the rug and acting like it's not there, you're not speaking up, you're not, speaking your truth, walking in your truth, that is showing up in other areas of your lives. Okay? How you do anything is how you do everything. And I'm human just like you. And that's why I'm being honest with you guys. I keep it real, honey. Hello. No shits and giggles here. or no orchestra here. That's what I normally say. Like, I don't play the orchestra and say all the wonderful, good feeling stuff you're supposed to say, because that's not what makes people change. That doesn't help people. You've got to be real and talk about the real stuff, right? So yeah, like, how you do anything is how you do everything. And so if I was doing that, then I know that there's other places that I'm doing that. And so the fact that I'm at least aware of it now, like, No, like, I'm not walking on eggshells for no one, and neither should you guys. Like, if me and my fabulosity is a problem for you, okay. There's plenty of people that love it and support me and are part of my tribe, fans, supporters, all of that. And you guys have your own fans, supporters. You guys have your own tribe of people that God has assigned to you. Like, you do not have to shrink or minimize for anyone. And so I really do just suggest that you guys take that time, reflect, do that reflection, because again, I'm human just like you. And I was just like, oh no. I literally was just like, why do you feel like you can't say that? And I said, well, I'm just like, okay, is this somebody that I want to hang around? Like, is this someone that, why would you want to hang around someone like that? Or, maybe the relationship might change because, you should be able to say this kind of stuff and not feel like, you can't say that. That's going to become a limited association. Like, in my mind at that time, I was like, this might become a limited association, because I'm not going to stand for that anymore. Like, I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. I am doing mirror work on myself. I mentioned that in my group for the ladies only. It's on here on Facebook. My group is No More Broken Records. My group on Facebook is called No More Broken Records. It's a private group. And I put a video in that group by Lisa Nichols, and it's called The Mirror Work. And I did that exercise that she did. I mean, I was a part of Dr. Joe Vitale's Secret Mirror anyway, but always the inner work, the personal growth and development is ongoing. It is not a one-time thing. So I did Lisa's exercise too. And when you do these things, you guys, trust me, there are things that are going to come up and that are going to surface for you to heal them. So you become self-aware, and then you can make different decisions so you can get different outcomes, right, in your life. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over, hence sounding like a broken record, you're going to get the same results. So my whole, I say all of this to say that, the world wants the real you. The world needs the real you. And the real you should not be watered down. It should not be, you should not shrink. You should not be minimizing. You should not be walking on eggshells, because you just deserve better than that. And life is too short. And, if nothing else, like you just deserve it, you guys. Like, you could be gone in an instant. Like, you could be gone in an instant. Tomorrow is not promised. It sounds so cliche, but like, it's true. And losing my aunt as fast as I did, it just really put that at the forefront. And so, yeah, like, going forward, yeah, you guys just deserve the best. And I really hope that you do the inner work and do like an internal check-in with yourself. So you can really be honest with yourself about whether or not you're being the real you, and maybe where in your life you may need to make some changes, maybe where you've been shrinking, whether consciously or subconsciously, whether you've been minimizing, whether you've been holding back, playing it safe, because you don't want to, maybe be too much for certain people. But listen, if they're just not your people, then like, they're just not your people. Like, you are to be purely, wholly, fully, authentically you. In all of your fabulosity, in all of your fabulousness, you are to be 100% you, okay? You. That is what the world needs, not a different version of somebody else. That is what your people, your tribe, the people who God has assigned to you from the time you were in your mother's womb, you, the real you, is what the world needs. Okay. And they will love you for you. So if you are maybe feeling like you're not able to be you, maybe it could just be the people you're around. It could just be that you need a new circle. It could be you need like some new energy. So you need some new people, or, it could be that. It honestly could be that. Like it's nothing personal, you guys. Like I get that you're friends from elementary school, but come on, like we're adults now. Growth, evolution, evolving, progressing, like there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes you outgrow people, and that's just a fact. Sometimes you outgrow people. It doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make the other person bad, but you are not supposed to stop growing because the other person has decided that they don't want to move in their lives. They're comfortable and okay with their lives, even though technically they're not, but that's okay. Based on their actions, they are showing themselves, they're showing that they are comfortable where they're at. And if that is not in alignment with you anymore, that's okay. But you should not stop progressing and stop moving forward because they have chosen not to. That's not fair to you. You're doing a disservice to yourself. You are doing a disservice to yourself, and you're not going to be happy. I mean, you're not going to be happy. End of story. You're not going to be happy. So the main person, the only person that really, I was going to say you're effing, like the only person you're really effing in the end is yourself. That's the only person. The only person you're screwing over in the end is yourself, because you're putting your needs and wants on the back burner, and you don't do what you want to do because you're trying to please other people. Listen, again, you are not responsible for other grown adults and what they choose to do with their lives. Listen, I know. It is not easy. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy, you guys, but at some point, I can only hope that you guys make a decision to put yourself first. Take yourself off the for sale rack. You need to go back and watch that Facebook Live I did for that, called Still Offering Discounts. Go back through my timeline. For those of you who are friends with me, go back through my timeline and watch the Facebook Live I did called Still Offering Discounts. Okay. It's by Susie Orman, that book, Women in Money. Okay. I can only hope that you guys love yourselves enough to put yourselves first. Take yourself off the for sale rack and take your need, or stop putting your needs and wants on the back burner. And no, you decide to put yourself first. Like I said earlier in this video, I chose me. I choose me. And so I can only hope that you guys decide to choose yourself. You decide to choose yourself. And some people are not going to be okay with that. They're going to have a problem with that because, yeah, they're not choosing themselves. So if they're not choosing themselves, and it's like misery loves company. If they don't have the courage to put themselves first, they don't have the courage to go after their goals and dreams, they don't want you doing that. Of course, it's like you become a mirror to them, right? So of course they don't want you to succeed. Of course they're going to be like, I hate to say that, but it would make sense for them to be maybe like an undercover hater, like a secret hater or secretly envious. But listen, you have only one life to live, you guys. One life to live. And God did not put you on this earth to settle, to not be, the highest expression of yourself, to shrink, to minimize. He did not do that. God, the divine, the universe, whatever it is that you call that, did not put you on this earth to be mediocre and to be imprisoned by the thoughts and opinions of other people. Therefore, it would make you not be your true self, the real you. Okay? No, you do deserve that. You are fully worthy. You do deserve that. Okay? And so again, if you're not around those people, or once you do the inner work and you get real with yourself, like I mentioned earlier, if you are honest and you notice that as the world is opening back up going forward, I hope that you are honest enough with yourself and you put yourself first. Okay, you make a decision to put yourself first, and you choose you to where, if there are people that aren't happy for you, that those people probably become limited associations, and the majority of your time and energy will be with the people who actually are happy for you and that can celebrate you and, celebrate in your success. And you guys can, grow together and progress and move forward how you desire to. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not doing that anymore. So neither are my queens and kings. Okay. But anyhow, I love you. I don't even know how long this broadcast is now. I swear, you guys, I have it in my mind to only do 10 minutes, a quick 10-minute, tip or whatever when God gives me something. And then it's just it starts flowing. So I don't mean for these videos to be long. I swear I don't. But, if the message is there, I just let it flow. I don't like to interrupt divine flow. So anyhow, with that being said, my beautiful queens and kings, I love you. The queen loves you. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Dixon, DeshDixon. Instagram is DeshDixon. And, excuse me. And the other one is No More Broken Records. No More Broken Records is both here on Facebook and on Instagram. So those are my main two pages, Deesh Dixon and No More Broken Records. Okay? So with that, I love you. Did you guys see the ring? Oh God. Remember, Queen is not married yet. Until I tell you guys. No. Just wearing it at home. Yeah. But anyhow, I love you, queens. Okay, well, if you didn't see it, there it is. I only wear it at home. I'm single. As of right now, yes, I am young and unencumbered. I'm not married. I just wear it at home. Just getting prepared for what's coming and what I know I am manifesting. My babes. But anyway, I love you, queens and kings. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you guys. Have a wonderful night. And I will talk to you guys on the next broadcast, I guess. Yes. Have a wonderful night. I love you. Bye.